Sync friends, it's Jennifer, and today I want to share with you about Dr. Mae Jemison, who was the first African-American woman to become an astronaut and go to space. So first I just want to talk about her life a little bit and some of the incredible things that she's done, and then at the end of the video we will do a little STEM project. As a young girl growing up in the 1960s, Dr. Jemison loved science. She once told her kindergarten teacher that when she grew up she wanted to be a scientist. However, her teacher responded, "Don't you mean a nurse?" Because at that time, most women didn't have careers related to science. The closest they could get to being a scientist was to be a nurse. However, Dr. Jemison, as a young girl, corrected her teacher and said, "No, I'm going to be a scientist." As she grew older, her interest in science continued, and Dr. Jemison spent time learning about the Apollo space missions, which were sending men to the moon. At the time, she loved learning about it. However, she thought it was kind of funny that there were only white men on these space missions. And she even said that as a kid, she was worried that if there were aliens in outer space and they saw all of these men out on these space missions, that they would incorrectly think that all humans were white men. That was the only kind of human that existed. Dr. Jemison continued doing really well in school. She went on to go to Stanford for college at only 16 years old, and while there she studied chemical engineering as well as African and African American studies. While at Stanford, she described experiencing some discrimination from her professors who just weren't comfortable having her, an African American woman, in their classes. However, she was able to find support in some of her fellow students who encouraged her to not listen to those professors. What do you think would be different about Dr. Jemison's life if she had listened to those professors and didn't have the support of her other students? After graduating from Stanford with her 2 degrees, one in chemical engineering and the other in African and African American studies, Dr. Jemison then went on to Cornell University to study medicine and become a doctor. After graduating from Cornell, she joined the Peace Corps, where she traveled to West Africa, where she did medical research and worked as a doctor. She later returned to the United States, where she decided it was time to pursue her childhood dream of going to space. She applied to NASA's astronaut space program. How do you think Dr. Jemison's experience as a chemical engineer as well as a medical doctor helped her to become an astronaut? Dr. Jemison flew into space in September of 1992 on the Space Shuttle Endeavour. This made her the first African American woman in space. She was a science mission specialist, meaning that she was in charge of the science experiments that would happen on the space shuttle. She spent 8 days in space doing experiments on things including weightlessness and motion sickness. After leaving NASA, Dr. Jemison has continued to teach at colleges. She also started the Dorothy Jemison Foundation, which promotes science literacy and new approaches to learning. Dr. Jemison continues to advocate strongly in favor of science education and getting minority students interested in science. Dr. Jemison has noted that society should recognize how much both women and members of other minority groups can contribute if given the opportunity. Why do you think it's important that we listen to people who maybe look different from us or who come from different backgrounds than us? What can we do to include all people regardless of what they look like or how they are different? On to our activity for today. We're going to talk about gravity. So here we can see Dr. Jemison floating in the space shuttle, which is because there's no gravity in space. Down here on Earth, if you were to jump up, you fall back to the ground because Earth's gravity pulls you back to it. However, in space, when you're outside of Earth's gravity, there's nothing pulling you down or pushing you up. You can float in one spot. Even though gravity keeps us down here on Earth, we have still found ways to push back against gravity. So one example is the space shuttle uses rockets to overcome the force of gravity and to get out into space. We also regularly use airplanes, and the airplane's wings push air down so that the plane can stay up. But today we're going to do a little exploring with magnets. So for this activity, all I'm using are a couple of magnets, some tape, and a paper clip that is tied to a string. I'm also going to use this box, but you can use the edge of a table or desk as well. First, I just want to show you my paper clip on my string. This is just an ordinary paper clip and a string. And when I drop it, it's just going to fall to the ground and lay flat, and the string will curl up as it does. So now what I've done is I've placed a piece of tape in between two magnets, and I'm going to use that to tape the magnets to the top of my box. Here's my finished setup with my paper clip now floating, held down by the string and tape, but being pulled by the magnet up. And you can see when I pull the paper clip too far away from the magnet, it falls down completely. This is similar to how Earth's gravity works. The closer you are to Earth, the more it pulls on you. But the further you get away from Earth, like if you launch in a rocket, the less gravity will pull on you, and then you can escape from Earth's gravity. I want to encourage you to play around with magnets a little bit, see if there's other things that you can make float. Can you push things with magnets? Can you make things appear like they're weightless and like there's no gravity? I hope today's activity inspires you to do your own exploring and learning about science. I also hope that learning about Mae Jemison's life and the discrimination she faced as an African American woman inspires you to speak out against discrimination and always treat others fairly.